Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soundbyte. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be checking out a new band that I've never heard of before, and it feels like it's a bit of a sort of underground sort of band. It was made as a suggestion by a couple of people on the channel here, from a Corpse Hatch and a IIWDPN. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. The band is called Freeze the Fall, and I've never heard of them. Looks like they're a fairly new band. Looks like a young bunch of people, sort of just some young kids sort of getting into some music. I don't know what kind of style they're playing, if it's like a rock or metal kind of thing. I kind of feel like it's going to be a rock thing, but who knows? Sort of on the back of I guess the warning and stuff like that, I guess. So it was suggested to me to check out, and apparently this band is going to blow up big. So I guess get in early while I can, before everyone sort of catches on to them. So I'm going to check out a song called Daughters of Witches by Freeze the Fall, and so I'm looking forward to it. Brand new band, first time reaction, so let's check it out. Okay, just a minute, just over a minute in, and already kind of has a sort of heavy rock kind of feel, so a little bit similar to the Warning that I've checked out. Yeah, it's a sort of a somewhat heavy melodic rock. I guess when I did the Warning, I guess I compared them to Hellstorm, so it's a little bit of that kind of thing. But it feels like it could sort of like get, sort of heavier at some point. It definitely feels like there's a breakdown element, sort of like just waiting in, lurking in the bushes, so to speak. But I don't know. I'm still sort of it's still early days, so still getting into it. But it sounds all right. It's got a bit of it could be just what I'm playing. I'm playing it, obviously off the single on their streaming platforms, and it definitely feels like it's got a bit of a sort of raw sound. So I don't know if this is like a I don't think it's a demo, but it's definitely got a raw sound to it, So which is not necessarily a bad thing, Sometimes the raw sort of sound gives it that sort of organic feel, Um, but yeah, it definitely feels like it's got some sort of like raw garagey sort of like thing to it. So which is it makes sense. And this band's obviously a young band just starting out, and obviously they've got a bit of traction from what I've been reading from some of the comments, and they're obviously got a deal and all this kind of stuff. So it sounds like they're on the right path, and obviously they've got some skills as far as writing some solid songs. So so far so good. Okay, there's definitely a breakdown happening right there. So it's definitely got like a sort of obviously more of a rock sort of feel, but it's got that sort of almost metal edge to it. There's a sort of just sitting there. I guess I gotta, check out more of their songs to kind of get a real feel of like, who the band is about and stuff, or what the band is about, I should say. Um, but yeah, it's definitely got a lot of groove to it and a lot of melody. There's a certain pop element in at least in the vocal style, I guess, a little bit as well. So but it's great to see young sort of people getting right into this kind of music as well. Getting into because it's harder these days, for people to sort of like to get into like very instrument based sort of music because it takes a lot of work and dedication and passion as well, and sometimes it can be just it depends on obviously your style, I guess, but there are people out there who sometimes get into music, but it's not really what they want to do as far as the style of music they're doing, and it happens all the time. And there is obviously a lot of session players that kind of make a living out of doing a lot of different sort of stuff that they get paid well for, but not necessarily is the kind of music that they prefer to be playing, So it's great that at a young age that they can sort of just get into and do what they really want to do because it's not the kind of thing, rock and metal is not the kind of music that you can just, get straight into it and that's it. It takes a lot of time and effort to kind of get your chops up and your skills and then play live. And there's a performance aspect of that as well, So, and a perfect example of that was The Warning, where, you see that first video of them in the basement and it kind of just, you know, it's you got to start somewhere, right? And then fast forward 10 years later, and all of a sudden they're like, just very kind of like polished and, and it takes a lot of work to get to that point, So, and obviously this band's only just starting out and it looks like it looks like they're doing great, as far as like just making music that it ticks all the right boxes as far as this style of music is concerned, So I'm looking forward to checking out more of their stuff to see just exactly what they're all about. But this is that sort of almost heavy sort of element in their music. There we go. That's Freeze the Fall with a song called Daughters of Witches. I guess it's part of an album because I'm only just playing the single at the moment. So I'm assuming it's part of like an EP or an album or something like that. I literally don't know anything about the band. I haven't sort of like looked into it. I kind of just want to do a complete like go in blind first time sort of reaction. So that was the whole point of that. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be distracted by any kind of other elements and stuff when I'm hearing a band for the first time. I just want to kind of just hear the music. Hence why I don't do a lot of videos. You probably some people might be wondering why there's no videos in these reactions and reviews. And my idea behind that is just I want to focus on just the music because sometimes you can get distracted too much by the visual element, and obviously live performances are a little different, because you kind of have to watch that, but like just studio recordings, I prefer to just listen to the music, take it in, and then at some point, you check out the videos and the visuals and stuff like that. So and also not too it's good to sort of like not to know too much about the band. It's like watching a movie without knowing anything about it, apart from maybe the basic premise of it, like is it an action movie, comedy or whatever, sort of like this, I knew it going into it was going to be a sort of a either a rock or metal sort of band, so that's why I was keen to check it out. But other than that, not knowing anything about it, it kind of just goes, all right, let's just, listen to the song, the music, and go into it with an unbiased point of view. And so my takeaway from it is it's good, it's solid. I do want to check out more just to sort of see what the band is all about, and to see if this this style sort of follows on with everything else that they do. So I don't know what their catalog is and how many stuff they've put out. I know there's been some information being posted on the comments about, a bit about the band and what they've done. So I try not to read too much of it, just a basic idea of what they do. So anyway, thank you to the couple of people that suggested this, the Corpse Hatch and IIWDPN. I will definitely check out more of their stuff. So thank you very much. And thank you all for tuning in as always. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to those who have already. And check us out on our social media. All the links are in the description. So I'll see you in the next video.